Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria. Take a moment with me. I just made myself a cup of tea. I'm a little under the weather today, but I just was called to come on and do a video. I like to do a weekly video, but today I really have a topic that I'm feeling into myself, a lot of friends, and the world. And so perhaps it'll speak to you. Let me just ask you this. Are you struggling, and do you feel like you need to hide it? There is a quote that goes something like that from someone named Cookie. I just remember thinking, I love that quote. She said something like, everyone is struggling with something. Some are just better at hiding it. So we're in Sagittarius season. This is a time to be really honest, be truthful, be real. And for me, as a transformational healer, that is the essence for healing. That is the needed, necessary ingredient. Okay, so come join me for a couple of moments. Watch as long as you want to. Hopefully there's something here that I help you with, or I offer something that helps you. Did I say I'm under the weather? I am, but that's just part of life. There are things that part of life that happen, how we manage, how we move with them, how we grow through it, right? Grow with it, grow through it. But also, I guess I would just want to bring the perspective of compassion. I want to bring the perspective of no one is immune to the struggle in life. No one, especially during these intensely transformational times. That's why I started this channel in 2020. I thought, oh, wow, there's a lot going on and people could use some support, and I have some tools, so maybe I could offer something. And it just seems like the heat is getting turned up more and more and more these days. So I'm just checking in. I love to check in. How are you doing? How are you really doing? How is your body doing? I mean, how often do you just pause and breathe into your body? I was noticing yesterday, in fact, I'm doing it right now, not breathing deeply, just in the survival breath, shallow breaths, going, but to just pause, and let's just do that together right now. Just 3 deep breaths together, okay? Just breathing in 3 times, all the way to your belly, and then just exhale whatever you'd like to release from your body, okay? Let's just do that, because I kind of need that right now. And I always encourage a hand over heart connection with yourself. When you do this simple gesture, hand over your heart, and you hold it for a little while, your body actually releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. So yeah, we want to bond with ourselves during these times, right? So hand over heart and a hand on belly. If you're super dysregulated, you might want to do hand on heart and hand over forehead, okay? But this is where I'm at right now. So let's take 3 deep breaths, breathing in. Hold for a few moments, and then fully exhale. Some people like to do what's called the box breathing, where you breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale for 4. Do whatever you need, okay? But right now I'm just breathing in and breathing out. Okay, let's keep it simple. One more deep breath. Just give yourself a little love after that, okay? So right there, what did you notice? How are you breathing? What did you notice about your body? What did you notice about your mind? Are you just busy in the mind, a lot going on, just carrying a lot more than you can handle? Yes, everyone's struggling with something, and it's part of transformation. It just is, and it's part of life. And it's okay to claim it. It's okay to say, well, actually, I do encourage people to reframe, I'm really, really struggling right now, to I'm in the middle of transformation right now, or I'm in the process of getting upgraded, or I'm growing through something, or I'm experiencing growing pains. All of those, I like those. They're all acceptable because they talk about the direction we're going and not claiming a stuck place. Struggle is real. We don't need to live there. We are growing through it, right? So part of the reason I wanted to talk about this subject today, there's a number of reasons. There's a lot going on. I think, and to use the word we've been hearing since 2020, these are unprecedented times. And when, in our being, as human beings, part of regulation is we like consistency, we like security, we like predictability. And so there's a lot of unpredictability, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of people are concerned about the future with, what's going to happen. And from a spiritual lens, there's a lot going on to evolve us, to let our souls expand. And often say, I'm not woo-woo, I'm woo. So I don't know about the 5G upgrade. I don't know about that. I know what comes to me in meditation. I know what comes to me in my life. And I know what I have from my many years of transformational work and supporting people for over 25 years. But you are the expert of you. I always say this. When you hear something that resonates, go with it. But more importantly, have a practice of connecting with yourself, going into meditation. And if you don't meditate, I promise you, all you need to do is just put your hands up, sit still for a moment. What do I need to know? Or ask, allow an image to form. What image can arise to give you more information? Images and symbols are the language of the soul. So I want to sort of normalize this part of transformation. We can change the word out and we can call it what it is. It's like, let's be authentic, let's be real. But also let's what's the word? Let's offer grace to ourselves and others. And let's not try to spiritual bypass. Like, we're so conditioned to not want to feel uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable is how we grow. So we might do a spiritual bypass. We may pray it away, affirm it away. We may do a human bypass, which is we may binge it away, watching too much of whatever, drinking too much, ingesting too much, whatever. So those are bypasses, right? And sometimes we need them. Sometimes I need to step out for a moment and then you come back in, right? But if it's a prolonged avoidance, a prolonged not going to look, not going to feel, it will catch up, right? And maybe also because of the transformational times right now, a lot of our old stuff is stirred up. I have been teaching for years. I used to do a workshop where I do the water and the sediment at the bottom of the glass. And I see so many people posting these things on TikTok and whatnot, or people send them to me anyway. I'm not on TikTok. And I'm like, wow, I've been teaching that for like 26 years. And it's so mainstream right now, and it's awesome. And it's important because during transformational times, our vessel, our being, our energy is stirred up, right? And so that example is not just to show you why transformation can stir things up, but why it's important to keep going, to keep growing, and to keep filling up with what fills you up. So a lot is stirred up right now in our inner worlds from our past. A lot is stirred up collectively. We're seeing dysfunction. We're seeing the shadow world, the things that we haven't looked at or seen before on full blast, which can be very dysregulating, okay? But the point is, we're all struggling with something. And I think it's a matter of having grace. I have to learn this myself. For years, I've been supporting others, and I'm in the middle of some things going on with my body, with my being, and some big adjustments I'm making. So I don't have the capacity I used to have. And I'm also aging, which is another video that's coming. I want to talk about saging. I call it saging, not aging. How to do that authentically, and that's really on my heart. And by the way, because we're getting to the end of the year and I'm going to be doing new things next year on this channel, I really am open to what topics you would like me to explore, what you'd even like to see on this channel. Do you want me to interview people, have guests on? What would be helpful for you? I really do. I see something new coming anyway. So tell me, and comment as much as you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and say it in this video. I did a long video for the new moon in Sagittarius, and at the very end, I decided to say, I'm giving away a free session. I'm going to do a giveaway. But honestly, I don't think anybody watched to the end. I think I had one comment. I had one comment about wanting that session. A few people commented. It was a long video. I also did a short one. And you can still watch that because I think there's still relevant information. But I'm going to go ahead and put it at the front here, okay? Because I wanted to do this for the end of the year. I wanted to do it for this time and this moment because I haven't done one for a while. I'm going to do a giveaway. And my giveaways go like this. If you want a free session with me, go to victoriajazwick.com to look at my work and see if it speaks to you. So comment as much as you want to under any one of my videos. Don't be silly. What I'm inviting you to is comment your takeaways. That's it. When you comment under any one of my videos with something relevant to the video you watched, a takeaway, a comment, a question, I will put your name in a literal hat. That's how I do my giveaways. I put a hat at and put the names in and I pick one. And you will be getting the possibility of a free session with me. So there you go. Okay. So how do we navigate transformation authentically is really important to me. And I wonder if it is to you. And I know when you can feel your friends or family are struggling and they're like, I'm fine. I think I said this in one of my videos. It's coming up a lot. I hear it a lot. I'm fine. And I'll give you the polite version of fine. Freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Okay, so when people say fine to me, I'm really curious. What's going on? And so we don't want to be fine. We want to be empowered. And you can both go through challenging times and feel the struggle, the growing pains, and still be empowered. I always use the analogy during these times of, birthing. We are definitely in rebirthing times. We are shedding the old and we're birthing in the new, individually and collectively. Okay, so pain, birth is messy. There's pain. There's pausing. There's deep breathing. There's gathering your strength and pushing again. So I guess I just wanted to bring some awareness. Awareness is a key part of transformation. To honor where you are is important. To honor just what is important. It doesn't mean you're living there. We are going to go through these cycles over and over and over again through 2025 and beyond. So it's good to know what they're like, right? When you have here's another metaphor. I always use the analogy. I always get them mixed up. Of river rafting. Have you ever gone river rafting? Do you know what that's like? Or have you ever watched a river? In some parts of the river, there's, the really rapid, choppy waters and then smooth waters. That's transformation too. Sometimes you're in the smooth waters and you get to put your head up and you get to stretch and you get to, take in the sun and just take in the beauty of life. And then the water gets choppy again and you're like, oh, wow, geez, okay. And then you're in when you river raft, they call it suck rubber, where you can do nothing but put your head down, hold on, and get through that rapid. So transformation can be like that. So let me ask you, where are you in a transformational cycle right now? Do you feel like you're in one? Because we all are pretty much. Are you in the smooth waters, catching your breath, restoring, rejuvenating, getting connected back to your vision? Are you in some choppy waters where you're feeling a little uncomfortable, but you're managing? You're okay. You're like, yeah, I'm growing through this. I got this, right? Or are you just in it and you're just hanging on? I really, honestly, genuinely want to know. Teared up with that one, so I know it's true. But and that there's nothing you can do there but hold on, get through. I mean, you pray, you hold on to the vision. But I just want to normalize transformation, because this is life. This is what we're here to do, to grow, to evolve, to, every struggle is where our strengths are grown, where soul wisdom is developed, right? I also like the quote, be kind, for everyone you know is facing some kind of a battle. I think that quote is attributed to Plato and Socrates and some other, more modern person. But think about that. I do. And again, the heart of this talk, share, conversation, talking to a camera, hopefully talking to you, can you feel me? Is about cultivating more compassion for yourself, for where you are, for what you're experiencing, for others, for all of us, right? I think that when we burn out on compassion, we're drained of compassion and we haven't cultivated more, then it's even harder, this journey called life, isn't it? Compassion is the what do I want to say about that? Compassion is like the soul hugging us forward, it just softens and allows us to not be hardened by what is, but to be moving with what is, to be growing, to be evolving with what is, okay? So, navigating transformation authentically. I want to, I was a grief worker for hospice, and I used to say then, I want to normalize grief. I want to normalize mourning. I want to normalize it, because what I would find when I would support people, and I still do, I have clients that are grieving, and that too is just part of life, big part of life. But I would always say, please, you don't have to tell everybody, but tell those you care that you need to educate about what grief is like for you, what it is like, because when we do the thing that we're conditioned to do, like, I'm okay, I'm gonna get through, this too shall pass, all those phrases that make me so frustrated, because it's like, just putting whipped cream on a pile of shit, that old saying, or sweeping it under the rug, or putting it in the closet and not dealing with it. And I would say to them, please, for you to navigate your grief journey, it's important for you to educate your people on what you need, what it's like for you, because grief is so unique, and so, every relationship is unique, and so is our grief. Because if you don't do that, they won't know how to be with you. And then also, if you do offer it, it's for you, but it's also for them when it's their time to grieve. So I guess I'm offering it this in that kind of spirit, to honor what transformation is like for you and to be authentic about it. I know that one of the places that people get stuck, and this is another kind of frustrating thing I have with transformational teachers, is the don't be a victim. Like if you're feeling too much, if you're struggling too much, you're being a victim. That victim shaming, it pisses me off. You know what? Yes, people are victimized by life. Do we live there? No. We learn, we grow, we heal. Do you victimize somebody who has a broken leg? Just get over that. You're hobbling around a little too much there, buddy. You better just, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see discomfort. That kind of feeling? No. Yes, we can be victimized by life, and I know, who hasn't in some degree, right? You don't hide it. You don't sugarcoat it. You don't sweep it under the rug. You don't say, I'm not a victim. I'm a victor, if you haven't done your inner work. You haven't reset what needs to be reset in you. And that too is part of transformation. There are moments where we may appear weaker than others. It's not where we live. It's where we're visiting so we can grow stronger. To use the analogy of a broken leg or any broken bone, there's a period of recovery and healing, and then that bone is super strong, okay? So I think that we have prolonged victimhood because people don't reset their wounds properly. That's my philosophy, and this is my channel, so I'm going to speak my truth. Okay, how are you doing with speaking your truth, by the way? Because we are in the season of speaking truth, and it is needed. Your truth is needed, not your anger, but your truth. And there's a difference. I mean, it's okay to be angry, also part of transformation, also part of healing. So let me just put those two pieces together. I was talking about grief. Transformation, there is a part of transformation that is like grief. My definition of grief is life no longer being how it was before, adjusting to life no longer as it was, whether it's the death of a person, a loss of a job, a shifting in body, an aging, the world is changing, things are changing, and we have to adjust. And the stages of grief, right? Anger is one of them, and it's okay. It's a healthy emotion. Otherwise, Creator wouldn't have given it to us, right? But there's toxic anger and there's healing, healthy anger. Know the difference, right? Okay, so what else did I want to say? This mostly just wanted to validate that struggle, transformation is a universal, deeply human experience. And I wanted to offer compassion and acceptance around it. And I wanted to also say there's your way, but I invite you to do it authentically. Because when you do it authentically, you don't have to hide how you're struggling or what you don't want to tell everyone. I mean, you could if you want to, if that works for you, if it feels empowering to you. And that's a distinction I make. A few. Here's a couple. One, will this help you to share with others, or will it hinder you? Two, is it you're sharing coming from a place of your wound, like you're wounded and you're wanting them to, you're wanting to be pulled, oh, you want some sympathy for your wound? Or are you in your empowered self, meaning you've been sitting with your woundedness, you've been healing, you've been cultivating your strengths and your own compassion. You don't need anything from anybody. You're just sharing, this is where I am in my journey. That's powerful. You can be a powerful truth teller. You can powerfully tell your experience, what it's like for you. And again, you're educating people like, this is just where I am. I don't live here. And you're also giving them permission to be real and authentic with whatever they experience in this experience called life, where soul's having a human experience. You don't have to hide the human experience. That hiding of the human experience is so multifaceted, but it's connected to wanting to be accepted, wanting to belong, wanting to fit in. And also, and this is where I think people do say don't be a victim, because people can get stuck in victimhood because they're used to being seen there and valued there and accepted there. That is a complicated subject, but I just wanted to say that. It was on my heart. Okay, so the nature of transformation, I mean, we always go back to the analogy of the caterpillar going in, creating the chrysalis, dissolving everything that was caterpillar, holding on to a few imaginal cells, they're called, holding the blueprint for the butterfly that's going to emerge, or the moth. And transformation can be like that too, right? Dissolving everything that we thought we were, and I'm in the middle of, if anyone understands astrology, Pluto's been sitting on my ascendant and is moving away a little bit, but it's still right there in my first house, right? All about identity. So I'm going through that big deconstruction, reconstruction with my identity. But so are a lot of us, so collectively we are going through big transformations like this. Deconstruction, reconstruction, dissolving, resolving hopefully, and emerging. Okay, so then what happens when the butterfly is a butterfly in the chrysalis? Does it just like zip right out and fly away? No, it does not. What does it do? It has to work its way out of the chrysalis. If you've ever had the gift of witnessing this, it looks exhausting. Anybody exhausted? Yeah, I know. The work of transformation can be exhausting, Birthing can be exhausting. Rebirthing can be exhausting. Managing all your stuff that's coming up from the past that wasn't resolved in the middle of everything going on in the world can be exhausting. And by the way, I do mention this a lot. Another reason that happens, like, it's like we're pressurized from the outside in, and then it opens all of our stuff that maybe we haven't dealt with, or maybe we need to look at it again in a deeper way. Okay. So exhausting. So rest when you need to. Step out of your regular routine when you can, when you need to. You don't have to be a superhuman. That's inauthentic. And superhuman energy only lasts so long. I'll tell you, I pushed through a lot of stuff. I'm at an age now where I wish someone like me had talked to me when I was in my 20s and 30s and burning myself out to people please and work super hard to get approval. Working like ungodly hours at some jobs because they were understaffed, but I could do it. I was not going to let anybody down, and I'm still paying the price of that right now. Okay. I do want to do a video too for people my age and older, or around my age and older, and also for the mostly young women, because I wish I had someone like me when I was younger to say, I see you, I get it, here's some tips, here's some things here's some possible wisdom if it helps you, right? That's really important to me, to not only help the ones ahead of us, but mostly to turn back and offer to the ones coming up behind us. They'll have their own struggles, they'll have their own journey of healing, and I mean, like, again, we can't take the struggle away from anyone. I want to tell you, one of my favorite lines comes from my best friend, Lori. She said, I knew my kids would have issues. That's life. We all have issues. I just didn't want them to have mine. Brilliant. Good parenting. You take care of your own inner world. You don't hand that down to your kids. They're going to have their own stuff. Everybody's going to struggle. Why? We know. Because that's how we grow. That's how we cultivate strengths. That's how we evolve. Okay. So this butterfly comes out, struggling sort of out of the, I always want to say cocoon, but technically it is not the cocoon. It is the chrysalis. Moths come out of cocoons, and butterflies out of a chrysalis. I believe that's right. I should know that. I'm just a little off today. Okay. So the struggle to come out, and then what happens when they're done struggling? They plop right where they are, and they just have to wait. Like, they're very vulnerable. They could be attacked, right? Some bird could come and just take them away. But they have to rest, and they have to let their wings dry. And I want to look this up now, because I don't know how long this process takes. But same thing happens with our transformational process. The willingness to surrender to the process, to dissolve all that was, to grow the new potential, and to struggle through out of the old way to the new way, and then to rest until our wings are dry enough to fly in a new way. So I really do like that analogy. It's I've gone through this cycle so many times. I'm a Scorpio. I had an astrologer ask me years ago, oh, you must have mastered the transformational process, personal transformational process. And I was like, at the time, this was like 20 years ago, I was like, no, I still get weary. I still go, no. But now I'm just like, okay, hey, in it to win it. Here we go. I'll do whatever my soul needs. I'll do whatever Creator wants me to do to become who I'm meant to become. And this is, I think, what we're all invited to. Okay. So I had one more quote I wanted to share. Mostly just remember, your struggles, they don't define you, they refine you. They prepare you for what you're here to do, and prepare you for your blessings that you're praying for. Transformation is a continual unfolding. And like I said, with the river analogy, sometimes you have the peaceful waters, and sometimes you're just in it. This is important. I think I mentioned it, but I didn't talk more about it. It's important while you're transforming, or any time really, from the time you're stuck to the going through it, is to create a vision of what it is you want to hold, a sacred vision before you. And this is why birthing, I always say, I used to do hypnobirthing for mamas, that hold on to the vision of holding your baby. And every contraction, every movement of the body, every indication of pain is a way that you're reminded you're getting closer to holding your baby. So let's use that for every challenging moment you're in. When you have a beautiful vision ahead of you, whatever that may look like, what you're going to do professionally, what you're going to do, maybe you want to get married and have a family, or you want to travel, and you have that vision ahead of you. For every struggle, you can say something like, I'm growing closer to my vision. I'm growing closer, or I'm cultivating what I need inside of me to get closer to that vision, to manifest that vision, to become the person I need to be, to live inside that vision. Okay? That was important. Okay, this last quote, and then I'm going to let you go, is I love this quote by Viktor Frankl. And why? Because if you haven't read A Man's Search for Meaning, read it. It's a hard read. It's an important read. Viktor Frankl lived in a concentration camp. He went on to become a very famous psychiatrist, and he learned principles while being held captive that helped him survive and helped others thrive. So read that book. Anyway, so his one quote is, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And I love that, of course, but I would say we are empowered to change ourselves. It's not a challenge, it's a choice. Okay? All right, that's all I have. That was on my heart. I hope, does it land somewhere? How you feeling? Talk to me about this. Also comment, give me some feedback about what future topics you want. What would you like to see happen with this channel? I'm thinking about changing the name too. I'm just up. I'm in big, what are we doing? Let's be creative here. All right. Sending each of you from my heart, my soul to yours, so much love. Peace be with you as you navigate whatever you're growing through. You're not alone and you are loved. Okay, take good care. Until next time. Bye-bye.